Your phone knows where you sleep every night, it knows where you work, where you eat, and even tracks you when you visit the doctor. But here's the scary part, it's not just your phone that's watching you. There are apps on your device right now that are secretly collecting your most private information and selling it to complete strangers. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay safe. The first disturbing app we need to talk about is one that you probably use every single day without even thinking about it. Let's dive into the world of location tracking apps that know way too much about your personal life. So there was this woman who had no idea her phone was being tracked. Every single day, an app on her device was collecting her location information every 2 seconds. That means every 2 seconds, someone somewhere knew exactly where she was standing. The app followed her to a Weight Watchers meeting, tracked her when she went to the dermatologist, and even knew when she was hiking with her dog. But the most disturbing part, it knew when she stayed at her ex-boyfriend's house overnight. This woman had no clue that her most private moments were being recorded and stored by complete strangers. She thought she was just using a normal app on her phone, but in reality, she was being watched 24/7. The people tracking her could see her daily routines, her medical appointments, and her personal relationships. That is absolutely terrifying. And this isn't just paranoia, let me show you exactly how your phone is constantly broadcasting your location. Check out this quick explanation.
Your phone is tracking your every move. Every second, your phone broadcasts signals, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cell, GPS, that pinpoint your exact location. Who sees your location? Well, your phone's operating system, like Apple or Google, your cell provider, like AT&T, Verizon, apps that you've granted location permissions to, and countless third parties that these entities share your location data with. Even websites track your IP address, infer your location, and sell that information. But you can take control. Delete unnecessary apps. If you haven't used an app in a month, remove it. Fewer apps means fewer vulnerabilities. Review and restrict app permissions. Don't grant more permissions than necessary. Turn off location services, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and cell when they're not in use. Use a legit VPN like Malvad or Proton to mask your IP, and browsers like Brave to stop tracking when you browse. Your phone doesn't have to reveal everywhere you go. Take back your privacy. For more simple privacy tips, visit nbtv.media.
See what I mean? Your phone is literally designed to track you, but it gets worse. Right now, over 1,000 apps, including some you definitely have on your phone, are using location tracking services. Apps like Google Maps, Uber, and even Facebook are constantly monitoring where you go. These companies collect your detailed location information and then sell it to advertisers who want to know everything about your life. The tracking is so accurate that these companies can pinpoint your exact location to within just a few yards. Think about that for a second. Someone could know exactly which room of your house you're sitting in right now. They know which store you visit, which route you take to school, and how long you stay at each place. This information creates a complete picture of your daily life that gets sold to the highest bidder. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I'll just turn off location services, it's not that simple. There are hidden settings most people don't even know about. Look at this.
4 essential settings to stop location tracking. Number 1, airplane mode. It stops your phone talking to cell towers. I recommend putting your phone into airplane mode whenever you're not using it and not expecting a call. By the way, cell providers have a long history of selling your location data. Number 2, Bluetooth. Places like airports and shopping malls use BLE to track you, so I recommend turning it off when you're not using it. Number 3, Wi-Fi. It's used to triangulate your position based on signal strength and maps that record the location of access points. Wi-Fi probe requests can also act as a unique fingerprint for your device, announcing your location in a particular area. Turn off Wi-Fi when you're not using it and turn off Wi-Fi scanning. Number 4, location services. It stops things like GPS, and you can either do this per app or for the whole device. Depending on your device and the apps you use, there might also be other settings to toggle to completely turn off location tracking. So phones are literal tracking devices that we carry with us everywhere and use for everything, but we can have better privacy with them. And those 4 settings go a long way to helping you reclaim your digital privacy. Just watch NBTV, because privacy matters.
Those are just the basic settings. But location tracking is actually just the beginning of our privacy nightmare. There's an even more disturbing type of app that's specifically designed to spy on you without you ever knowing it exists. Let's talk about stalkerware. Stalkerware apps are secretly installed on phones to spy on everything the person does. These apps can see every photo you take, every message you send, every website you visit, and every phone call you make. They can even turn on your camera and microphone without you knowing, basically turning your phone into a surveillance device. Listen to how one person discovered this terrifying software on their own phone.
If you have an Android phone, listen up. I found this spy app on my Android phone. To make sure you don't, go to your settings, then click apps. Scroll through your apps to check for any you do not recognize. For example, I have this app on my phone called Auto Forward. I wonder how it got on there. Simply click on it to view the app permissions. AutoForward, for example, had access to my call logs, contacts, location, and a lot more.
That's just one way these apps hide. But here's what stalkerware actually does once it's on your phone.
So stalkerware is a commercially available application that abusers use to monitor and track their victims, and they are usually installed without the victim's consent. Different stalkerware variants have varying sets of capabilities. Some examples of those are they could track the victim's location in real time. They could also gain access through the call logs, go through their messages, and even control their camera or microphone. If you suspect that you have stalkerware on your device, it is good to also visit stopstalkerware.org. It is the Coalition Against Stalkerware website where it has a lot of resources for you to learn how to properly identify if your device has stalkerware and how to also learn how to protect yourself against this threat.
The scariest part? Once stalkerware is installed, it runs completely hidden. You won't see any notification that it's there. You won't see it in your app list. It just silently watches everything you do and sends that information to whoever put it on your phone. The person spying on you will know more about your phone activity than you do. These apps can monitor almost everything, including photos and videos you take, websites you visit, messages you send and receive, your call history, and your exact location at all times. Some of these apps can even take screenshots of your phone, intercept your phone calls, and see your activity on apps like Snapchat and WhatsApp. What makes this even more disturbing is how these apps are being marketed. Some stalkerware companies actually advertise their products specifically for spying on partners. One company even had a webpage showing a man grabbing a woman's arm with scratches visible on her face. They're literally encouraging people to use these apps to stalk and control others. The stalkerware industry has grown so big that domestic violence organizations report that around 95% of their cases now involve some form of technology-based abuse. People are using these apps to monitor their partner's every move, leading to dangerous and sometimes deadly situations. But the tracking doesn't stop with individual stalkers. There are massive companies whose entire business model is built around collecting and selling your personal information without you ever agreeing to it. These data broker companies collect information about millions of people and sell it to hundreds of different clients. Let me show you exactly how these data brokers operate and what they're doing with your information.
Thanks for coming in for this job interview. I think I'd be a great fit here. Let's pull up your character dossier. Dossier? It says here you live at 1313 Main Street, Washington, have a blue Toyota, 3 cats, and recently checked into a mental health clinic. Wait, how did you? Oh, you spend a lot of time watching videos about New York vandalism in the 90s. Street art. But how do you? Street art. That's not how it's flagged here. And your insurance premium went up recently. Oh, I see. According to the data transmitted by your car, you frequently drive 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. That explains it. Wait, what does my insurance premium have to do with? Oh, grocery choices seem healthy. Oh, but that's a lot of alcohol. Excuse me, but where is this data coming from? Data brokers. Multi-billion-dollar companies that scrape everything they can from social media, financial records, etc. to build giant profiles on everyone. Well, we purchase access to that data, but so does everyone, like other companies, hackers, government agencies. How do I stop all this data being shared? Start using the privacy tools that NBTV recommends. This has been a great interview. Thanks. Wait, but we haven't... Oh, you listened to Taylor Swift, top marks for culture fit.
Now you understand the basics, but the real-world consequences are even worse than that video shows. One of the biggest data broker companies was called Xmode Social, and what they were doing was absolutely insane. This company was collecting precise location data from people's phones and then selling that information to hundreds of different clients. But here's the really messed up part. They were tracking people when they visited medical clinics, churches, and even domestic abuse shelters. Imagine going to see a therapist or visiting a doctor for something private and then finding out that some random company recorded that visit and sold that information to strangers. That's exactly what Xmode was doing. They had no policies in place to protect sensitive locations until they finally got caught in 2023. The way these companies operate is so sneaky. Xmode would put their tracking software into other apps, so when you downloaded what you thought was just a regular game or utility app, you were actually installing their spy software too. They collected location data from their own apps and also bought even more data from other tracking companies to build massive profiles on millions of people. The worst part is that people using these apps had no idea what was really happening to their data. The company provided fake privacy notices that didn't actually tell users who would receive their information or how it would be used. Even when some Android users tried to opt out of tracking, the company's systems were so bad that they couldn't even honor those requests properly. When the government finally stepped in and stopped X Mode, they forced the company to delete all the location data they had collected over the years. But think about how much damage was already done. Years of people's private movements had been recorded and sold before anyone even knew this was happening. But data brokers like X Mode aren't the only ones making money off your personal information. The entire advertising industry is built on tracking you across the internet and selling that data. Sales of location-based mobile ads are expected to reach almost $39 billion, and that money comes from companies buying and selling information about where you go and what you do. So there you have it. Your phone isn't just a device you use to text your friends or watch videos. It's actually a tracking machine that's constantly watching everything you do and selling that information to complete strangers. From location tracking apps that know where you sleep to stalkerware that can spy on your every move, these disturbing apps are everywhere. The scary truth is that most people have no idea this is even happening to them right now. So please, check your phone settings, be careful what apps you download, and always remember to stay safe out there.